Okay, so there's a lot of new faces to the Hawthorne Consortium. Some of us are just new additions who have been playing for a bit. Some of us are actually new gamers to the Secret World. So, as a little bit of a side bonus, I figured I would give you guys a tutorial on exactly how different things work. First, we're just going to start with the basics, your chat, your different menu functions that you have, how to move things around. You'll get it. Um, so basically, let's start with the chat box, since that's obviously something that you're looking at, considering that your chat box is usually over down in here. You can move the chat box around, you can play with it, position it wherever you want. You can make it larger, you can make it smaller. Um, if you want to add a new chat tab, you just go right to this plus sign right here. As you can see, you can do a standardized chat tab, or you can do a custom, which allows you, when you create the chat tab, to enter a tab name. Now, as you can see, I have a few tabs up here, and then I have this little window here. That's probably something that to most gamers would be, oh, I know how to do that. For those of you that don't, if you right click on the tab that you would like to detach, you can just go to Detach tab. You can rename the current window. You can set it as a default window. You can auto subscribe to new channels. I don't have it picked because I'm lazy, and not only that, I can't stand all of a sudden having a new channel in my tab. Subscribing to new channels, you can go to public groups and you can select multi channels to put into that tab. You can take them out, you can add them, blah blah blah. You can also add your combat messages in there, which that is actually something that I have set up on my combat log. You can change what channel you're actually speaking in by selecting this. As you see, it turned to that. Or you can just right click on the channel itself and select it, and it will change there. As you can see, I have my combat tab over here. There's no selectable groups because it is combat tab. Obviously, I have nothing selected under public groups, but under combat messages, I do have different things selected. Anything that says in vicinity will show you what other players are receiving. I don't run this because I'm not interested. It doesn't affect me in any way. I just want to know what's going on with myself, especially when I'm tanking. I want to know what just one-shot my bum and why. You can change the size of your font and different visuals that you have. If you like to have timestamps in the window, you can set up so that you will see when a message was received or sent. So that's pretty much the basics on the chat tabs. Easy breezy, beautiful, cover girl. If we go up here to the left-hand corner, you will see that there is a menu. You can drop that down, and this will also tell you where the different hotkeys you have are located. One of the biggest things that a lot of players do find that they are looking for is a GM. How do I contact a GM? Do I have to go to a general tab and start spamming GM, GM, GM? No, you don't. That is actually found down here in the help menu. As you see, the help menu does have its own tutorials. There is some technical support, some general information, in-game support. In-game support is actually going to send you off to this button here, which is petition. As you can see, there is a box that pops up. You do have different categories that you can select from so that they know exactly what is going on. Question is just a general question. Say you can't find it in the tutorial video or the tech support or the FAQs, you can question a GM on that. I will let you know, though, that if you are having an issue with a specific quest, like you just can't figure it out, the GMs cannot help you. They are actually barred from giving you spoiler hints. They will actually divert you to opening up a browser tab and going to either the forums or Googling. There are actually many different guides out there. You have unfair.co, not .com, .co. You have Delphi.com. You have endgame guides. They're all free, and they have a lot of different quests within the game updated and guides for those if you have any questions. If you're stuck in geometry and a relogging doesn't work, a slash reset doesn't work, or a slash stuck doesn't work, then you're going to want to do the stuck in geometry and let them know, hey, I'm stuck. I actually cannot get out. There is absolutely no way. I actually had that issue when I logged on tonight. I was stuck to a stool. It would not let me go. And that didn't work. I actually had to have a GM come and take me out of the stool. Chat spam. Chat spam obviously is trolls in chat to the point where, they're doing crap, basically. The only advice I can give you there is put that person on ignore, because that is what the GM is going to tell you to do anyway. Harassment issues. This is where if somebody is harassing you, just causing you serious issues, you feel as though you're being harassed, you will actually set up a petition for this. Your main advice from a GM, again, will be to put that person on ignore. However, we have come across people who will all of a sudden sit there and start emoting to spam the chat channel and harass you that way. You do definitely want to report these people, especially if they're doing something that is completely against the policies, like they're sexually harassing you, things like that. Obviously, we all know what it is. Mission issue, say you have a mission that is bugged out and it will not let you pass a tier even though you have completed it. This is where you would put that. My advice there, submit the ticket and pause the quest by going and doing something else. When the GM gets to you, they'll be like, all right, well, can you go get the quest again, go get back into the position, and we'll give you a hand, blah. Lost items. GMs will only replace a lost item once every 30 days, so be very careful as to what you accidentally do. Pay attention to your screen closely, because sometimes somebody will group up with you, you'll be slotting a piece of gear or something, and you'll accidentally delete it. Exploits, say you're running a dungeon and somebody's doing something that makes the fight to a point where it's very easy to do. That's where you do that. Name violations, obviously, if somebody's running around with cuntbag tea-farter, name violation. If you feel that it is inappropriate, you can report them there. You would type the issue right into the chat box, hit submit. It will come up and say, do you say something on the screen? I can't remember what it is. You'd hit submit again. Okay. So there's different things that you can do. Let's see. All right. So now that we have that covered, people find that they might want to adjust their graphics to make them prettier, or they're having lag, whatever. Just multiple reasons. You can find this down in the settings menu. You can either do that, or you can press the escape key, which mine sometimes doesn't like to work because I don't know why. There we go. You can adjust your audio options. There is a troubleshooting tab. I've never gone and bothered with any of this. Ooh, that's like so not fair. I didn't know that was there. Okay. Let's see here. Now, in the general, enable sound effects and voice, enable music. Obviously, those are just obvious. You have different settings. Say you are running like a Dolby 7.1 surround sound speaker setup, you will want to put the game into this so that it does detect the rest of your speakers. I have mine set to audio. Why? I want it on stereo. That would probably help. You can slide your master volumes up and down. You can turn dialogues on and off. I will do this so you can hear. This allows you to hear people talking around you, the different NPC chatter. I have mine down just for the purpose of the video so that you can actually hear me and not the stupid NPCs, and plus I'm going to be absolutely lazy and not bother to extract all of my sound. Always hit apply or else it won't take. You'll exit out and you'll be like, well, why didn't it work? Interface volume, sound effects. Sound effects are actually what you're hearing in the background right now. Somebody has a pet out. And it's making noise. Ambiance. This is the sound of rain, frogs chirping, birds chirping, background music. This is like if you start getting into an area where you can hear music, things like that. Combat music, obviously, radio music. Different areas actually have radio music playing. Down here in the Crusades Club, obviously they are playing slasher metal. I have it off because it's the same song looping over and over again and it gives me a headache after a while. Okay, so that's your audio options. Oh, and anytime you're having an issue or you're not liking your settings and stuff, you can just click default and everything will get reset for you. Here is where we have our video options. You can select overall quality, which puts you at default settings. Display resolutions. The reason I'm running in 1600 by 900 and windowed borderless is because I use the ACT parser, and this makes it pretty much work perfectly so that it doesn't get caught behind the actual game. Anti-alias quality. I'm not all that great with graphics cards, so yeah. Motion blurring, I don't have it on. I don't see a need for it. You can set it up. You can set the brightness. You can dim everything so that it's really dark. You can raise it up. I'm noticing that I'm missing things because it's not really dark. But contrast, gamma, your DirectX version, which you will have to restart the game in order to change this. A lot of the video cards out there are having issues with DX11. Mine doesn't, but I do notice a drop in my frames per second, so I tend to run in DX9 just for that reason. Also, I don't want to start seeing the issues that other people are having. Now you have an advanced tab here where you can set different things around. The reason I'm set at 2 and 1 is so that I can run on Ultra, but there is some weird graphics issues that we've been noticing, and this actually takes care of it and gets rid of it for me. Interface options, you have different things here that you can do. It'll auto select new missions, show tutorial pop-ups, just the different things that you can come through and see and what you want to actually see on your screen. Enabling the chat filter will get rid of all those bad words, so you can do that if you want. I don't, because I find them hilarious when people use certain terms because, well, certain terms in other countries are just used regularly on a common basis. You can show what kind of name tags that you want, and if you want to show player health bars, you can, well, again, showing the player health bars, that's walking around like this. As you notice, I'm not seeing her health bar as she walks by. You will see health bars in dungeons, especially if you're a healer and you have somebody selected. Anytime anyone's selected, you'll see their health bar. On your HUD, you have different things here. The one thing that people are always wondering about hotbars and stuff, enable ability queuing. If you're a tank, you definitely want this off, as you may find that you're missing in pairs, and you'll be like, well, it went off, it went on cooldown, I don't understand, it didn't hit. It's because you were queuing an ability right before it that was going off, so when you went to queue the impair didn't go off until it was ready in the queue. So definitely make sure that is off the clicked off so that that doesn't happen to you. When I'm DPSing though, I do have it selected just for the fact that, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out if I see a better DPS rate or not with that. In the advanced menu, this is where you can set up different things. If you don't want to group up and you want to be left alone, you can block up group invites. This also gives you that chance to stop ninja invites. it can actually get pretty annoying, especially when you're looking for a group and somebody just ninja invites you out of the chat, or sorry, the LFG for doing dungeons and whatnot. It really does get kind of annoying. I prefer myself to get a tell saying, hey, we're doing this. Did you want to come along? Okay, sure. Why not? Social networks. You can connect via Facebook. Selecting this obviously brings up that social network. And you can just do this. And you can then log in. It'll do all that. Boom, I am now connected to Facebook. So now that that's up there, here in controls, this is where you can find all of your different hotkeys, what controls what. You can change out how something works, things like that. Gives you all of your inventory shortcuts, stuff like that. As you notice, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. So that's how that works. And then obviously exiting the game and resuming the game. So that's that in a nutshell. Now if we open up, oh, nope, actually I think I wanted to look at something else here with you guys. This is the Addon Manager. This is actually something new. If you're just returning, this came in with 1.5. You can select your add-ons from here. Unfortunately, I don't bother with it because I have top bar, so all of my add-ons that I utilize are up here. I think that's about it for that menu. PvP, this is where you can actually sign up to join the different battlegrounds and everything for PvP if you are into them. They have different things that you can do. You can select the rewards so that you can see exactly what you get. So that's just the different things that you can do there. I haven't really gotten into PvP. Once I do, I will definitely create you a video. It might be over on multivitamin though, because that's who I'm setting up as my PvP toon. All right, so if we open our inventory, you can see that I have multiple bags. You can open up new bags by clicking this. If you want it to be pinned so that it looks like when I close mine out, you can see I have a bag here, and a bag here. You can pin it to the UI. I don't need that bag, so I'm just going to delete it. You have your shortcuts bar. I don't use it. It's something new with 1.5 and it's still a little buggy. We have a fine young lady in the guild who, or cabal I should say, sorry, who has found that anytime she changes her pants and then zones, all of her pants suddenly become a part of her shortcuts. So there's some bugs there. You can actually search your inventory if you're looking for a specific item and it will bring it up. So what's this here? Signet. And it blocks everything else out and it shows you Signet. Rejuvenation. Obviously it's not pointing that one out completely, but it blocks everything out so that's all that you see. As you notice, I have, like I said, multiple bars. I have different things in my bags and whatnot. This is where you see how much packs you have, how many bag spaces you have. If you want to expand the size limit, you can pay for an expansion in your bags. Then you also have your tokens. These are the different items that you can utilize to buy different gear. Sequins, there are Venice of Council members in each zone that you go into in all of the 3 areas that you can purchase upgradable gear from them. Don't use Night Watch glyph kits on the sequin items. I'll get into Night Watch, but you'll understand why when we go into actual gearing. Your PvP marks, I believe now with the changes to PvP, you get a whole bunch of white marks of Venice and you have to purchase your black marks. Mayan Kin, this is an event currency that we were just given for the Christmas event, which was the end of days. Barbershop coupons, plastic surgeon coupons. Barbershop is located here in London, the plastic surgeon in New York. The black bullion, this is the currency that you receive from Nightmares. This gets you the actual customized gear that you can do for PvE. I will say right now, PvP, PvE gear, no difference except how you buy them. That's it. They're the same exact thing. So it doesn't matter what customizable gear you get. It's just if you want to upgrade PvP gear, you have to PvP. If you want to upgrade the customizable gear, you have to get black bullion. So that's that in a nutshell. So that's basically that portion of your UI. Normally down here in the Crusades there is no map, but normally there is a mini map here in the corner over here. If we open up our character sheet, this gives you the ability to select the title that you would like to have above your tag. You have your character statistics, which I will go really in depth on this when I do something up on gearing. This shows you your offensive stats, your defensive stats, and your healing stats. If you're unsure about a stat, you can just hover over it and it tells you what combo of stats and what it does particularly. So that is your character statistics in a nutshell there. Faction ranking, this tells you what rank you are. Currently I'm at rank 13. It also tells you that you're going to have a mission coming up, blah blah blah. There is a rewards tab here, and because I am rank 13 I can't open it, but if you click on it, it will tell you what you're getting for the next rank. Gear management. This is one of the most annoying bugs in the game. It has issues saving abilities and saving gear. It doesn't like to swap your talismans out. I personally, I just use this if I am sharing a build with somebody, I will plop it in here. Normally it's not even here because I deleted out, but I've been lazy. You can actually view it to see exactly what it has in it. You can rename it, you can delete it, and then you can share it. Sharing gear, you want to put your cursor into the chat box and click that, and it links it so that people can then click on it and add it to theirs and open it up and see exactly what it is. So that's that in a nutshell. My suggestion, though, is to go out and grab Viper's Deck Manager. It will only save your deck. But you can do a lot with it. You can right click on it, edit it, update it, rename it, export, delete. You can import a deck from another tune, you can back it up, you can undo something, so that does that. The one thing that I have done with Deck Manager, though, is, as you notice, I have a bag over here. If I was on Essie, you would see multiple bags because she has multiple types of gear. Currently, I'm sitting in my tank gear. My weapons are here. If I wanted to, I could make a new slot and actually put my weapons in a new bag. But it does help you keep your gear separated out so that you know exactly what's what and where. And then you can just right click to change your gear out as you change your abilities. So that definitely does make it easier. It's more organized. You're not going, oh my God, gear manager, why, fun come. So that's that in a nutshell. The dressing room, this is where you can select different outfits to wear. You have the back, the chest, the face, the feet, the hands, the hat, the legs, the neck, and the uniform. Uniform slots come from your ability wheel. After finishing and completing decks, you can select different outfits that come with it. There are things that you can buy off the store. A lot of the outfits I just don't like. So, yeah, I just kind of go with my own outfits. Now, as for outfits, you can actually save outfit builds by downloading the add-on Valet. I like this one. You can add a new outfit and name it and save it. It will swap you between different outfits that you have saved. Um, you can delete it, you can update it, you can edit it. I don't know. Yeah, okay, whatever that is. You can search if you already know what you've named it, things like that. It's just a handy little mod. Again, as you can see, I do have other add-ons up here. This one being Castbar Relocator. Castbar Relocator, I will get more in depth when I talk about builds and getting into dungeons and things like that. However, as you can see, it has moved all of my castbars. This would be my player castbar, which is normally located, I believe, right about there. I have it here so that I can see it. So I know when I'm going on cooldown. This would normally be over here, over your monster that you're fighting. I have it up here because this way it's directly in front of my face and I have no excuse to miss and impair, except unless RNG is not on my side. We also have S buff bars. Mine is currently having issues. I have an email. I somehow lost my buffs on player bar, which is normally right here and is blue. But as you can see, I've put different things in. I will talk again more about that in actual builds and dungeons when I get around to getting that up for you. Let's see, what else? Friends Enhanced. Basically, this gives me a way to tell me who does what. Like, I've grouped with them. Okay, well, this person was DPS. It tells me who that person also was. As you can see, we have a few guildies online in my friends list. In the Cabal, I also know who does what. It's just standard for me to click off damage because everyone can do damage. That's just a bang in the head. But however, things like Blackheart here, who is Joan, I know that she tanks, she damages, and she does healing. However, she doesn't want to do DPS anymore, so I'm going to take that right out. So you have that. You have your ignored, which these are 3 trollers that were in the Horn God trolling us, and I just decided I didn't want to deal with them. And it gives you a settings where you can import and export different player information. Top bar detected, icon positioning disabled, basically because I have it at 0 so that it stays right up there. And then I also have they come and go because when I'm in dungeons, I'd like to know if somebody just DC'd, and it gives me a really easy way of knowing, okay, well, this person just DC'd, they've left. That is whenever you've seen people go on and offline, you see a message that scrolls up and a little timestamp with a name here saying online, offline. This damage meter down here, I have not bothered to simply get rid of it. It's Thalra's damage meter. It is not up to date and it is inaccurate. Yeah, just stay away from it. Act parser is the best. However, I do have it down there just for shits and giggles at the same time so that I can see my actual damage on my act parser, which is normally sitting here, versus this one, which raffle. That's all I have to say. This one here will tell me I'm doing 4,000 DPS, and this one up here will tell me the actual DPS that I'm doing, which is, for my tune, roughly 1,500, 1,600 sometimes, depending on group buffs, but either way, that's beyond it. This here is another add-on that you have to get. It tells you your frames per second and your server latency. So, and as you can see, I have my tokens up here. It tells me how many black bullion I have, my bag slots. These are my actual waypoint coordinates, and this is my packs. So that is your UI on that end. Now, if we open up our ability wheel, I'm not quite full, but as you can see, I have a few things selected. Advanced ability descriptions. I recommend that you definitely turn this on when you learn an ability or you actually take the time to sit down and read your abilities, and there is that they come and go. You can sometimes drop them down. Let me see if I can find one that does it. Some of these have really long descriptions in them. There are some abilities that do hinders and impairs. This is all you'll see, and then you'll drop it down, and then all of a sudden, oh, extra text. I didn't know that ability did that. Again, hinders and impairs will be explained via dungeons and gearing and actual builds, things like that I'm working on. But that's your building blocks. You can choose different things here. It'll open that up so that you can see, you can move around the wheel. If you hit this button here, this takes you to your auxiliary weapons, your rocket launcher, your chainsaw, and your quantum brace. Obviously, we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more auxiliary weapons. Yay, I really don't care. I don't use them anyway. I love the rocket launcher because of rocket jump. It is just highly useful. Every time I take it out, I find I need it. This is where you can do an ability search. You can take it off from the locked if it's available, if you've purchased it, and all. I normally have it set for that on my other tune, but this one I haven't really gotten into actually doing stuff. Say you are looking for an actual type. You are looking for an impair. You would set that in. There we go. You actually have to have available selected. Did not realize that. Okay, this shows you anything that obviously impairs. Thunderstruck, impaired effects you apply, blah, 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 just things like that. You can look at different things. Say you're looking for an actual ability, you are looking for lick your wounds because you don't know exactly where it is in the trees. This will tell you where it is, that it's 1 AP, that it's a fist weapon, that it's passive, and there it is. You can hover over it. And from the search menu, you can drop and drag it to your passive bar and slot it. Obviously, you can see you have the 7 actives, the 7 passives, self-explanatory again. Now on decks, this is where you can actually view and see your outfits that you can complete for completing decks. Once you have all the abilities, that's what these little numbers here are, is telling me, okay, you need this many abilities here, you need this many abilities here, blah, blah, blah. When it turns green, it means you filled that deck out. And then you can claim your reward here. You can equip the deck. I don't use the decks in game because they're useless and we've found better. This will give you a description of the deck. It's just kind of, yeah, whatever. That's how I feel about that. But you'll be able to see the different outfits that you have. The Tron outfit, otherwise known as the Panoptic Core. When this entire wheel is at 100%, this is your reward. And it's pretty cool looking. So those are just the different outfits you have to look forward to. They really, some of them just do not look right. Character skill points up here, this is where you will spend your SP versus the ability wheel where you will spend your AP. If you drop it down, it'll show you, this is how many you have, blah, 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 blah. What you want to do is you want to get these all the way up to 10. If it's not all the way up to 10, you will not be able to wear the pretty purple gear. So you definitely want to spend your SP. I usually go with the build that I am currently working and get that increased as far as I can for leveling. And then if I decide, like I did on this tune here, to do tanking, she's a blade and chaos tank. So my main focuses as I was leveling until I got to a certain point and got them all the way up to level 10 and could wear specific gear, is I focused on these and got them increased where I needed them. I also leveled as an AR shoddy build, so that was my secondary choice, and then everything else I filled out. Head talismans, major talismans, and minor talismans. You want to do these also as you are leveling those. So your main focus is the weapons that you are mainly using, depending on the builds that you're utilizing. And then you definitely want to be filling out these talismans, as that is how you get the better gear in each zone. So that is that in a nutshell. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. I am more than willing to answer any. Hopefully that explained everything. Again, there will be more information in upcoming videos. As you can see, Sid has joined me. We have Celine and Joan off on the dance floor dancing. We are at a Radio Free Gaia event in the Crusades. They do have RP events all over the secret world, mostly done in London, New York, and Seoul. So ask about that if you want to. I am not actually going to plug them any further because I'm not getting paid to do it. So have a good night and see you later.